Thursday, May 16th, 2013, 8:38 a.m., I decided to write the most bone-chilling, skin-crawling, spine-tingling creepypasta there ever was. It's called The Awakening. That was 6 years ago. I wrote this story in my notes, took 22 different screenshots of it, posted it all on Twitter, took a screenshot of my tweet, put it on Instagram. Then a few months ago, I came across that post. I was stalking myself. And I looked up the hashtag, I looked up the tweets, it was all still there. I future-proofed this story. So here we are, 6 years later, 6.5 years later, and we're gonna read The Awakening by me, Nick Astalos. Nicholas Alden Astalos wrote this story, The Awakening. So, for Halloween this year, you better buckle up, buckaroo, because we're gonna read a bone-chilling story that will really answer your butt cheeks out of your pants, because you're gonna be freaking... Look at you. Do you see this beginning intro part right here? Do you know why you haven't died in your sleep yet? You can already tell this is gonna be a fantastic story. So, let's hop into it, yeah? The Awakening. Do you know why you haven't died in your sleep yet? Well then, you don't know who Ward is. Back in 476 AD, way before you were born, I'm pretty sure that's a real year, Ward made a sacrifice to save you all. You're hooked, right? Tell me you're hooked. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you're hooked. Ward was about 27 years of age and had a loving wife named Kaya, and 2 kids named Cosmo and Griffin. They were twins that were 9 years of age. Ward had a best friend who went by the name of Charlie. They all lived in a small village named Patrickville, named after their beloved king, Patrick. Now this small village had a big problem. A big problem. I want to emphasize that this is a big problem. A chimera that would kill the children in their sleep. With its big, long, sharp claws, it would swipe them over their sweet, innocent faces, covering them in thick, dark blood, scraping out their eyes and making them jolt up, screaming until they bled out. I wrote this 6 years ago. I was a freshman in high school. I was 15 years old when I wrote this. So, warning, this is gory and spooky. You're gonna be spooked. You're gonna be spooked. The chimera was a problem that had haunted their village for centuries. No one could stop it. I haven't read this in 6 years, mind you, so this is new for me too. However, one breezy spring morning, the king announced a meeting. That's King Patrick of Patrickville. The king announced a meeting to address the chimera problem. Patrick would appoint someone to study black magic. No one would do it, therefore they all feared the beast. With the king enraged, because no one would take the job, he ended the meeting. The next night, at approximately 12:43 a.m., the beast made another attack. This time the chimera attacked Ward's son, Griffin, in the middle of the night. Ward heard a scream and woke up in a shock. As soon as he woke, he knew exactly what was happening. He bolted straight into the kid's room, only to find his son dying on the ground. His 9-year-old son, Griffin, dying on the ground with his face swiped over, blood, dark, thick blood, mind you. The beast was still there, however. It turned its head away from the boy to look at Ward. It then shrieked, a frightening scream that shattered Ward's eardrums. The beast then scurried out the window and disappeared into the darkness. Ward was ferocious, crushed, and stunned all at the same time. His son, dead. His face mangled into something unrecognizable. Ward knew what must be done. The next morning, Ward went straight to the king's castle and instantly volunteered to be the one to study black magic. Ward began his studies. He spent years studying black magic. He made himself a neat staff, it's pretty neat, to conduct his magic. Before he knew it, he was a master. Strangely, yet luckily, it came pretty naturally to him. Odd. He knew it all. He knew he was ready. Ready to kill the beast. Ward spent the next 4 days staying awake all night waiting for the beast to take his next victim. On the 5th night, after being a master of black magic, he heard a scream. Ward used his magic to travel to the location of the scream. Ward was not too late. He was not too late. 15. I was 15. He saw the beast about to swing his claws, but before he could, Ward used his new staff to blast the beast. The beast flew back and hit the wall violently. It then roared as loud as it could. Ward blasted the beast once again, this time ever harder and with more force. The beast burst through the wall. He was now outside. Ward scurried out the hole to the outside to continue fighting the beast. The beast then grew. He simply grew to a much larger size. Ward was stunned, but continued fighting. Was blasting the beast with all his might. He thought he was winning, but something happened. As he tried to blast him once more, he froze. He didn't know what was happening. He then floated into the air to face the beast. Ward was struggling to get free. The beast stared directly at him. Ward then heard a deep, ghastly voice speaking to him inside his mind. It said,
"You thought you could stop me. You cannot stop me. Never. You don't know what black magic is. You don't know how you got yourself."
Warning, bad language, apparently. Ward, scared for his life, yelled, "No!" An aura of light emitted from him, period, and turned into an explosion, but not on of gunpowder and such, but light and magic. What? With the light gone, Ward was on the ground and the beast laying next to him. The beast appeared dead. Everyone watching the battle thought that. They cheered for Ward. They thought Ward had slain the beast, but Ward knew what he did. He asked for everyone to calm down. He announced the beast was not dead. Everyone went silent. They were scared. Ward announced that the beast itself was not dead, but his soul was forever caged inside of him. Everyone was shocked. How was he not dead? That fierce, dangerous soul locked inside him. He knew he wouldn't last forever. He couldn't keep it inside and remain under control forever. Ward knew he had to leave. He said goodbye to his wife, son, the not dead one, and his best friend Charlie. Oh yes, we couldn't forget about Charlie. His wife begged him not to leave. She wept and sobbed and begged him not to. As much as Ward wished he could stay, he couldn't. It was too dangerous. It was too dangerous. Ward said goodbye to everyone, all his friends and family. The rest of the town, including King Patrick, thanked him, wished him luck, and he left. Ward traveled far, far away, putting as much distance between the village and him as possible to assure absolute safety. Ward traveled a very long distance, and with every moment he could feel the beast inside him raging to become free. It was slowly destroying him and his sanity. Finally, one night, he found a dark, moist cave to rest. He decided to let himself wither away there. Ward started talking to himself, pacing back and forth. Then he heard a voice, that same voice from when he fought the beast, that same whispery, deep, skin-crawling voice. He heard it speak to him.
"You didn't honestly think you could keep me trapped forever, did you?"
No, I didn't. I knew you'd overpower me eventually. I traveled far away for anyone so that you could not cause any more harm to anyone ever again.
You underestimate me.
Ward felt it inside him, and it was killing him. It caused intense pain on his innards. Ward screamed. His hands grasped his head as if it was going to explode. In all the commotion, Ward accidentally snapped his staff in two. He was freaking out more and more, becoming more insane by the second, slowly losing his sanity. His nails began to grow. They grew sharp and long. He screamed again as he felt his nails extend out of his fingertips extremely fast. His hair then faded into black and grew down to his ankles. Ward once again started to scream and started to cry a little because of the stinging pain of his hair extending out of his skull. Then his skin started to tingle. It even started to hurt. Every inch of his body, in pain, turned to an ashy color. Then he cried, even more from the pain and suffering. Then his tears turned into a red substance. Blood. His eyes grew bigger as they turned into a dark, evil purple. Wow, this whole purple thing was not planned. Ward was going insane. Then, in a single second, all of his tears fell out All of his tears fell out, and in ace of them, thousands of small, sharp teeth ripped out of his gums to take place for his teeth. What? Oh, then in a single second, all of his tears fell out, and in place of them, thousands of small, sharp teeth ripped out of his gums to take place for his teeth. What? His tears fell out, and then sharp teeth ripped out of his gums to replace teeth? What? Might need to revise that part 6 years later. Ward had transformed into a full-out beast. However, he was still in control of his actions. He knew he didn't have long until the beast took control of his body. He knew what he had to do. He knew without a host body, the beast would have nowhere to go. Ward had to take his own life. Ward scurried to get his broken staff by a rock in the cave. He quickly, with the material he found around the cave, carved it into a dagger. He felt the beast. It was nearly in full control of his body. He was just about to thrust the wooden dagger straight into his heart, but then, as it was just about to pierce through his chest, he stopped. His fearful eyes widened. No. Ward threw the dagger to the other side of the cave. He fell to the ground with a thud. He was shaking furiously, then stopped. Eyes closed, laying on the ground, motionless. Then, only a few moments after his eyes opened, he stood, grinned. He looked around.
Finally.
No! Get out of me!
I will never let you be free again.
It doesn't matter, as long as everyone else is safe.
Oh, Ward. Don't you know? I have complete control over you. I have control over your brain. I know everything you do.
Leave us alone!
Never. I will fulfill the prophecy.
What? Ah! The beast started walking Ward back to the village. For short periods of time, Ward came back too and could only as much as see as what the beast did. He couldn't control his own body. He just continued to walk. Since the beast knew everything Ward did, he knew the way to the village. It was more as if Ward's soul was trapped inside the beast's. He made it back to Patrickville, where Patrick is their king. The beast drove Ward to Charlie's house. He knocked. The door opened. Ah!
Don't be frightened, Charlie. It's just me, Ward.
Ward, what happened to you?
Well, being away on my own for so long really did a number on me.
I can tell. Come in. Let me get you so good. You must be starving. What?
Oh, yes, I am.
Ward walked in and sat at the table. Whatever happened to the beast?
Don't worry about that.
Ward stood up with his exceedingly long nails. He stabbed Charlie straight through his gut. Blood gushed out as Charlie's face went pale. He fell to the ground, barely alive, laying in a pool of blood. Ward looked at him. Charlie looked back. Why? Then in the beast's evil voice, he said,
The prophecy must be fulfilled.
He died. Ward, still controlled by the best, left the house, Ward moved to the school. He saw the teacher about to walk in, but stabbed him in the back of the head, and he disintegrated. Ward continued into the school. He walked into class in front of the students.
Hello, kids. I'll be your sub for today. I'd like for you all to stand up and move to the front of the class.
All the 9 and 11. What? Why did I pick 9 to 11-year-olds? I was getting real edgy. All the 9 to 11-year-olds stood and walked to the front, confused.
Now close your eyes. Imagine a peaceful place, a happy place.
The students did so. They thought of a happy place, and a grin appeared on their faces.
Good. Now imagine that place burning to the ground, fire everywhere, everyone and everything dead and burnt to a crisp, surrounded by fire from all sides.
The kid's grin vanished.
That's where you're about to be.
The beast used Ward's black magic abilities to summon vines out of the ground to come up and pierce through the children. The vines wrapped around them, going in their mouths and out their ears and nostrils. Blood gushed and sprayed out in all directions. The vines pierced in and out of their bodies from all over the place. Then the beast made the vines secede back into the ground, leaving dozens of bodies of young children lying motionless on the ground. The beast grinned, then left. Ward regained his vision for a short time, long enough to watch as he unwillingly murdered dozens of children. Then when he left, he went back to being unable to see for a while. The beast then went to Ward's house. He knocked. Ward's beloved wife opened the door.
Ward, is that you?
He replied with a simple grin. Then said,
The prophecy will be fulfilled.
Legend has it, this prophecy has yet to be fulfilled. Spoiler alert. Whatever happened after Ward's wife opened the door didn't end well. Ward still lurks around, searching. For what? No one knows. Perhaps his son. Maybe he still wants to murder him. Maybe. It would explain why he targets teenagers. That's it. That's the end. It ends. That's the end of it. It just ended. I was not expecting it to just end. So it ends with Ward still controlled by the beast, about to kill the whole town as the beast knocks on his own door. His wife opens it, presumed to be murdered, and that's it. Just whatever the prophecy is, it was not fulfilled. And Ward is apparently still out there searching for something. And then, really get you at the end there. It would explain why he targets teenagers. That's good, huh? That's some good freshman year writing right there. Wow. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. Happy Halloween. Be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Like it if you liked it. Comment what you thought about it. Comment how you think the sequel should go. I'm open to suggestions for a potential sequel. Because I'm a little unsatisfied with that ending. I don't know about you. Tell me what you thought about it. Happy Halloween from myself and Barry Boo, the scariest kitty in town. Thank you all so much for your time. See you later. See you soon.